Look around. I mean, really look. Everyone in this miserable world has eyes, but absolutely no one is actually seeing a damn thing. They walk through their perfectly scheduled lives completely blind, staring at their screens, staring at their feet, staring at the shiny, pathetic little distractions they bought to keep themselves from looking at the truth. Because seeing the truth, the raw, unedited, bleeding truth of what this world actually is, that takes a stomach most people simply do not have. It is so much easier to keep your eyes squeezed shut and pretend the monsters aren't sitting right there at the dinner table with you. But I need you to see this. And I need you to see it now. The sooner, the better. Because the longer you wait to open your eyes, the more it is going to violently cost you. People love to tell themselves that ignorance is bliss, that what you don't know can't hurt you. What a beautiful, perfectly crafted lie. What you don't know isn't just hurting you. It is actively, systematically destroying you. It is the invisible parasite slowly draining your energy, your time, your sanity, while you smile and politely hand over your life on a silver platter. You need to see the people around you for who they actually are, not for who they desperately pretend to be. You keep looking at their potential. You keep looking at the good you violently project onto them. You keep making endless excuses for their toxic behavior because you are terrified of what it means if they are actually just bad. But potential doesn't exist. Potential is a fairy tale you tell yourself to justify staying in a cage. Look at their actions. Look at what they do when they think no one is keeping score. Look at how quickly their sweet smiles drop the exact second you stop being useful to them. That is the reality you are so desperately trying to avoid. You keep handing your loyalty to people who are actively plotting your downfall. You keep setting yourself on fire just to keep people warm who wouldn't even spit on you if you were burning. I need you to see it. Because once you finally see it, the illusion shatters. And the shattering is going to hurt. It is going to feel like a physical blow to the chest. You will grieve the fake version of the world you were so comfortably living in. But that pain is the alarm clock. It is the brutal, necessary sting of waking up from a coma you didn't even know you were in. The sooner you feel that pain, the sooner you can stop bleeding for people who are secretly holding the knife. They don't want you to see it, you know. The system, the crowd, the parasites disguising themselves as friends. They are absolutely terrified of the moment your eyes finally snap open. Because a blind person is incredibly easy to lead. A blind person will walk right off a cliff if you hold their hand and tell them it's just a step. But someone who sees, someone who looks through the cheap makeup, the forced laughter, and the pathetic manipulation, that person becomes an absolute nightmare to control. They will try to gaslight you. The exact moment you point out the ugly truth, they will violently spin the narrative. They will call you paranoid. They will say you are overthinking. They will aggressively paint you as the villain, just for turning on the lights in a room they wanted to keep dark. Do not let them close your eyes again. When you see the red flags, do not paint them white. When you feel that deep, primal twist in your gut telling you something is entirely wrong, do not drown it out with their sweet, poisonous excuses. Your instincts are ancient. They are a survival mechanism forged in fire. And your mind has been desperately trying to show you the truth for years. But you kept politely looking away. You kept giving second, third, and 15th chances to people who absolutely knew what they were doing the very first time. Why do you do that? Why do you violently defend your own executioners? It is because you are holding on to a desperate hope that if you just love them enough, if you just sacrifice a little more, they will magically transform into the people you need them to be. Wake up. They are not broken machines waiting for you to fix them. They are perfectly functioning traps. And every time you reach in to help, they happily snap shut on your fingers. I need you to see the absolute absurdity of your own loyalty. You are fiercely loyal to your own destruction. You protect the secrets of people who are actively smearing your name. You honor history with people who have absolutely no future with you. The sooner you see this, the sooner you can violently cut the cord. Loyalty is a beautiful thing, but blind loyalty is just a slow, humiliating suicide. Stop giving premium access to your soul to people who only value you when it is cheap and convenient. Let's talk about the grand illusion of society, the path they told you to walk. Go to school, get the job, buy the things, fit into the mold, smile for the camera. Look at the people who perfectly followed that script. Look deep into their eyes. What do you see? You see quiet, suffocating desperation. You see people who did absolutely everything right and are now trapped in a life that feels entirely wrong. They are heavily medicated, endlessly distracted, drowning in debt, and thoroughly miserable. I need you to see the trap before it permanently locks around your ankles. They sold you a blueprint for success that is actually a beautifully decorated blueprint for absolute enslavement. They want you exhausted. They want you stressed. They want you constantly comparing yourself to strangers on the screen. Because an exhausted, insecure mind will never, ever have the energy to question the system. A tired mind just complies. A tired mind just consumes. But the exact second you see the maze for what it is, you stop running for the cheese. You realize that the rat race has absolutely no finish line. You realize that the people judging you are just as terrified and lost as you are. And suddenly, their opinions hold absolutely zero weight. Why on earth would you let a room full of blind people dictate how you paint your masterpiece? Why would you shrink your massive, roaring soul just to fit into a world that is completely hollow? Seeing the truth isolates you. I won't lie about that. When you finally wake up, you will look around and realize you have absolutely nothing in common with the sleeping crowd. The conversations will feel incredibly shallow. The drama will feel absurdly pathetic. You will sit in crowded rooms and feel completely, profoundly alone. But that isolation is not a punishment. It is a strict quarantine. It is protecting you from the sickness of the crowd. The sooner you see that isolation is actually elevation, the sooner you will stop begging for a seat at tables where you were always meant to starve. You do not belong with them, and that is the greatest compliment the universe could ever hand you. So, what happens now? Now that your eyes are forcefully open, now that you see the strings, the masks, the traps, and the pathetic, desperate actors playing their little roles, you don't need to scream. You don't need to violently flip the tables and tell them they are all living a lie. They wouldn't hear you anyway. You cannot violently drag someone into the light if they are deeply in love with the dark. Your only job now is to move differently. You move with the chilling, quiet confidence of someone who knows exactly how the magic trick is done. The world tries to bait you with drama. You just smile, knowing exactly what they are doing, and you walk away. They try to manipulate you with guilt. You stare right through them, watching their cheap tactic completely bounce off your armor. You become an absolute ghost to their nonsense. And let me warn you, when you start operating with this level of sight, when you strip away the illusions and refuse to be played, you will become incredibly intimidating. People will call you arrogant. They will call you cold. They will say you have completely lost your mind. But you haven't lost your mind. You have finally found it. You have finally taken the steering wheel back from the chaotic, desperate hands of society. The sooner you accept that seeing the truth makes you a villain in the eyes of the blind, the sooner you can actually start enjoying the role. Let them paint you as the bad guy. Let them frantically whisper about how you changed. You did change. You stopped being a victim. You stopped being a convenient stepping stone. You stopped being blind. I needed you to see this, and now that you have, you can never unsee it. The curtain has fallen. The actors are exposed. The script is burning in the fire. Welcome to the real world. It is dark. It is brutal. It is entirely unforgiving. But for the very first time in your entire life, it is yours. Now, wipe the dust out of your eyes, and let's get to work.